The Porsche Carrera GT mod for BeamNG has just been revamped. Let's take this iconic hypercar for a drive. So this mod originally released back in 2024. It was developed by the modder 229, but the modder Zerial has, with permission, updated it and revamped it for the latest version of the game. So the Carrera GT was Porsche's first hypercar, and to distinguish it from the 911, which is somewhere between a sports car and a supercar, this thing has a very special engine which is rear mid-mounted, not rear-mounted. To get to the engine, you can open the door and then press the frunk and trunk buttons. This engine is very special. It's a 5.7-litre V10 that produces 605 horsepower. It was originally designed for Le Mans racing, and it sounds pretty special. The Carrera GT does have a frunk, but it's tiny and it's leather lined. I don't think you could actually get anything in this. It is so small. The Carrera GT was produced between 2003 and 2006. Only 1,270 of these were produced, so they're very rare and very exclusive. I think this car is quite good looking. It does look like a Porsche with these 911 style headlamps at the front, but then at the back we have an active rear spoiler, or at least an electric rear spoiler. If I turn off the traction control, it raises up into its high position. Now, as you're driving along, this thing will go up and down depending on the speed you're at, but yeah, very advanced car for 2003. Okay, driving the Porsche Carrera GT. That V10 sounds amazing. One of the updates in this version of the mod is an improved engine sound. Let's give it a bit of the beans. Here we go. There's no sound quite like a V10 in the automotive world. So the body of this car is actually made of carbon fiber. So, despite its massive engine and fairly large size, it's pretty much taking up the whole lane here, this thing weighs less than 1.4 tons. And also, we have a 6-speed manual gearbox. No flappy paddles, no automatic here. This thing is pure, naturally aspirated manual driving performance. So watch as I pass 50 miles per hour, the rear spoiler raises. It also raises and stays activated when you brake to help. Whoa, we've stalled. How have we stalled it? There you go, we're off again. To help braking. It's like active aero or active braking. Okay, it's time for a crash test. What is that carbon fiber body like? Well, we're going to find out as we crash into an ETK. Whoa, that was quite a violent crash right there. Oh, it's a bit spiky, to be honest, not very good. But, as always, it is a real-world car model. The model is from Forza. It's okay. It's translated quite well into BeamNG's crash physics. There are 28 configs in this mod. Quite a lot of content, and most of the configs in here are based on real cars. For example, this is a Carrera GT that can be seen in Dubai, one in Marbella, one in Farmingdale, so individual real-world cars are modeled in the configs. I'm going to drive this one, Doug DeMuro's personal car. So this is Doug DeMuro's actual car. You can see the reflectors on here to meet horrible US regulations. But if you open the door, we can see some brown interior. I don't really like that, but there's 14 different interior colors you can choose in the mod. There's not much interior interactivity in this mod. Only the hazard warning lights can be activated, but it doesn't matter because it drives amazing. Such an incredible car. The top speed of this thing is about 208 miles per hour. It can do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. And at high speed, it's incredibly stable. 6th gear, up to 170 miles per hour. Let's do a brake test. We do have anti-lock brakes, but we're still getting them locking up a little bit at the front. We're losing it on the exit just a little bit. You can see this car's violent streak coming through. The Carrera GT is what Porsche call a Targa. That means it has a Targa top, which can be removed, turning it into sort of a convertible, but you do have this massive roll bar at the back. So if you roll over, your heads are protected by this really strong roll bar. It is amazing driving this car with the open top, and I love that it's a convertible. Literally, it can be converted from a coupe into a convertible. Okay, onto the highway. I'm going to try and go as fast as this thing will let me. Let's see. Oh, need to make it through here. Let's see what the top speed is on the highway. There's 140 miles per hour. Down here, we do have an odometer which doesn't work, but we do have a working clock and temperature gauge. Okay, we go. 100 and 80 in 6th gear, still accelerating. Can we hit 200? 195, 7, 8, 9, 200 miles per hour. We're just going to crash. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh! Well, very impressive speed from this thing. And there goes the bumper, and we've come to a stop. The engine does look quite good in this thing, but you can see it is just from the scintilla. That is a scintilla engine part. Today, this car is remembered mainly for the death of Paul Walker in 2013. He died in a crash in a Carrera GT, and there is a config dedicated to him. But this is basically a replica of the car he was in when him and a friend crashed. The friend owned the car and was driving. It's kind of a shame because it has tainted the history and the reputation of this car, because it's well known for being very hard to handle. You know, Porsche actually offered a driving course for all Carrera GT owners to help them control the car better. But on the day of the crash, they were doing like 90 in a 40 zone, and the rear tyres were basically bowled. They were really poor quality, 9 years old, hadn't been changed in a very long time, and the driver lost control, and unfortunately they both died. So it's really sad, but it's worth remembering this is a serious car. It's not a supercar which anyone can get in and drive. This is a hypercar. It's designed to be brutal, hard, and, you know, you've got to learn to drive it properly. I mean, it sounds great, but once you put your foot down, even with the traction control on, you lose control. It's crazy. These configs are called the Gemballa Mirage, and they are highly modified versions of the Carrera GT. So Gemballa made these, I think, in the mid to late 2000s, and they're highly modified versions of the car with different body kits, different wheels, and a very interesting sounding exhaust. Look at this one and listen to this. Slightly different exhaust, quad exhausts coming out the back there, and we also have special writing on here, the kind of logo of Gemballa Mirage GT. The interiors are also slightly different. We've got these kind of Alcantara seats and Alcantara steering wheel. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's an extreme car anyway. Do you really need this extra stuff? But with some performance upgrades, we now have 660 horsepower, about 50 to 60 more than the regular car. So we're now going to find out, can the Carrera GT drift? I've turned off the traction control, and let's find out. So first gear, power on. Whoa, not really. There you go. Oh, this thing feels incredibly grippy. Oh, and then you just lose it like that. Oh my goodness. It just goes. Try it again. There you go. Oh, I don't know. That was definitely a drift. It was quite hard to control, but it can drift. There is a little bit of understeer from the front, and you have to slow down quite a bit on these corners, but it does have carbon ceramic brakes, and they're the same on the standard car. They're very effective brakes. So any situation you get yourself in is not usually a problem. Have we got a sunroof? Oh no, just got white panels in the roof. I've just noticed we have LED brake lights, look. What do the indicators look like? Oh wow, they're pretty cool. Right, here we go, one more time. I'm being so gentle with the throttle. Oh, yeah. Very difficult to drift. It wouldn't be a BeamNG mod without an anime, and here they are, the two Atasha configs, 2 for the price of 1. And yep, this is an anime and that's an anime. I don't know anything about these, but there are some skin options with this mod. I also really like this livery. It's called Salzburg, I guess named after Salzburg in Austria, where this car must exist. It's kind of got weird flame-like decals running down the side, but it really does accentuate this car's curves. So it's time to take the Carrera GT on the racetrack, and this is the 9FF, the most brutal, the most insane config of the Carrera GT. So 9FF are another tuning company, but they did a bit more than the other tuning companies. They gave this a twin turbo. That means the Carrera GT now produces 920 horsepower. That's as much as modern day hypercars. Okay, here we go. Taking it on the track. I think I'm going to go all in and turn off the ESC. Here we go. That's a lot of wheel spin. Oh my goodness. Are the brakes good though? Yes, they are. Okay. Not a great deal of grip. Woo! Okay, this is going to go badly wrong. Right, external cam can help sometimes to see what the back end is doing. I think I've got to keep the ESC on. Or not ESC, sorry, traction control. Yeah, I'm keeping it on. So you'd have to be pretty mad to want even more performance out of your Carrera GT. With the reputation for spinning out and just crazy handling this thing has, I'm happy with 600, to be honest. Let's see what speed we can get on the racetrack here. Oh, I mean, the engine is even more brutal sounding. They've done something weird to the exhaust again. That is 9,000 RPM. Nearly 200 on here. We're losing control. Brakes. Okay, the traction control did just about save us there. I thought we were a goner. Oh, and then we spin out there. That is so weird. The faster you go, the easier it is to keep it straight and level. I guess that's because of the rear wing. Okay, let's try it with the traction control off. It's time for the corkscrew corner in a Carrera GT with a twin turbo. This may be dangerous. Oh my God. What is this handling? What is this handling? And just gently tease it into the corner. Oh, I mean, it's not very quick because you're so careful not to give it more than like 30% throttle or you just lose control. But it is the ultimate version of the Carrera GT, it has to be said. So, the Carrera GT mod is now available for free on Gumroad. I've left a link in the description. Let me know what you think of the mod in the comments down below. And if you're interested in another supercar mod for BeamNG, click the video on screen right now. It's a lore-friendly Bruckle called the Bruckle Ravix.